Welcome to Unhinged Magi! Holy bonkers. Yes, 2 videos in one day.
Yeah.
We decided to go ahead and, he wanted to show me some excellent things and we were going to have some fun with what we were talking about earlier and today.
Yeah,
right?
double checking the facts on a video we just made.
Just to make sure, just to verify. All right, and what did we find? Okay, let's start with what we actually talked about. Rock of Courage. Oh my gosh, Rock of Courage.
Reserve list card.
Reserve list.
And so the statement we just made in the last video that I was making is that Wizards, if you go ahead and look, you data mine it, they never make a card that costs the same amount of mana.
Red.
That's like a functional reprint or like better than Rock of Courage is.
3/3. Now remember, he did his research a while back because
yep.
like 6 months of data.
Yeah.
All right. So
I did. I checked this out.
That. Okay.
And I verified they never made something that's a functional reprint or better for the same mana.
However, from this set right here, the Midnight Hunt.
We now have,
It'll be on your screen.
The Moonveil Regent, which is a 4/4 flyer.
Bigger.
For the same mana.
Green and 3.
So you would think.
Red and 3.
Yeah, okay, it must have some kind of drawback. Well, it has 2 abilities. Neither of those abilities is necessarily a drawback.
They're not a drawback.
They both look to me to be just like positives. Yep. Specifically, the first one says may right on it. Like you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. It's may. It's optional. You can optionally discard or not discard a card to draw one.
Yeah, and then there's like a leaving,
damage.
Yeah, leaving play effect that does damage, which is awesome. You know, that's a good thing to be able to do. So this card's just straight up just better than Rock of Courage is.
Way better.
Now the thing is, like we were just saying, like I did this search a little while ago, which is why I was confident like 6 months ago. And I'm thinking like after like 27 years of them like always carefully stepping around that reserve list card, the Rock of Courage is. Okay, fine, you know, the data's been there for long enough, they're not going to break it. So we do the search again, and I'm showing Dan, and I'm like, well, that one's similar. And then we look closer, and I'm like, wait a minute.
This is better.
That card's actually better.
Yep. So we officially found it. And then, doing a little more digging,
we found one more.
Ultra Bone.
Yep.
Now, Ultra Bone's pretty cool. Yep. Everybody likes it from Ice Age.
It is a reserve list card.
Sacrifice a creature to look through your library for a creature card. Put that card into your hand after showing it to all players. Here you go, everybody. And then reshuffle your library afterwards. Fantastic.
Okay, so it's a sorcery, which means it's slow, and you have to sack a creature for it. Well, in Modern Horizons, there's Alad Marie's Call, which is an instant, clearly better than sorcery.
Way better.
And you don't have to sacrifice a creature.
And you
just go search your library for a creature and put it in your hand. So you get the same effect, but without the sacrifice and at instant speed instead of sorcery.
Right.
Clearly better.
Clearly better. The reserve list is dead.
So, yeah, this is... Okay,
we can now have a Black Lotus printed that we'll call it, and we'll call it the Seed. And it'll come into play and for 0, and you sack it, and you get 4.
Yeah, so this is the thing, guys. Like, they if they're going to do this, they could make a Black Lotus that, like, 0 costs, 3 of any color, and then like one other cool thing, like it gives you a life, or maybe it gives you 4 mana, or maybe it lets you search your deck for a basic land or something as well.
Ooh, the new dual land. The new dual land that comes out.
So
it comes out and it untaps all your lands.
So there's a history here that's important on why we were looking at it the way we're looking at it and why we were surprised to see this. When Wizards did the reserve list, they made official statements about what they're going to do and what they're not going to do.
Yes.
The official statements said that they're not going to do functional reprints. And the thing is that functional reprints doesn't directly say that they can't just do it like it better than what it is, but most people assumed like,
I made an assumption.
Yeah, what are you guys, stupid? You're not going to make something better than a Mox. You're not going to make something better than Time Walk or something like that. Like, why would you do that?
Because that would destroy the value as well.
Yes, the whole point of the reserve list was not to destroy secondary market value of the cards. That is written right in it.
Right.
And so it was clear as day to everyone involved, a card that's better than reserve list cards definitely destroys the secondary market value.
Exactly.
Very clearly.
So
So they verbally. Sorry, am I talking?
No, you're good. You're good.
They verbally like
passionate.
didn't directly say that they're not going to do functional reprints, but everybody knew it was the case. However, there was places, and this is where I'm trying to now dig up the article, where they did actually say, or functional reprints or better. Like I'm trying to remember, was it in a magazine article or was it like a public statement?
Duelist.
Yeah, was it like a mention inside of like a magazine or something? It's not that it wasn't said; it was said somewhere.
Well, we can assume it's said.
No, I remember it. I remember seeing it somewhere.
We've already discussed memories. Memories change over time. We had that discussion in the car.
So I'm trying to find where that exact verbiage was, because I understand it's not on what they put on the reserve list reprint policy. I know or better is not on there, but that's always like.
But that's their policy that they have written out there right now. We think. Or we basically, from our brains, which may or may not be right.
Yeah.
Because memories change over time.
Yeah.
And that's a huge biological thing, and we could discuss that right now, but it's not really important. However, from our brains, we think we've seen that written somewhere. So if you know that page, you know that article, please put it in the comments below.
So, well, what this seems like to me, and again, this is until we can verify all the facts, what it seems like is it seems like Wizards made the reprint policy to protect the secondary market. It was very clearly implicitly implied that you can't make a better card because that will destroy the value, but they didn't state that. And now years have gone by, and then rather than adding that in to just clarify it, they've maybe intentionally left that part out. Yeah. And then now in the last couple sets, like these ones, that
slipped in.
Elan Marie's Call is from Modern Horizons, which is decently recent. And this other, like the Rock of Carriage reprint.
This is Midnight Hunt.
The Moonville Regent is Innistrad Midnight Hunt, so that just came out.
Well,
so
much,
what it looks like they're doing is they're like sneaking that in there effectively, right? To try to see, does everybody get upset? And I'll tell you what, guys, this actually is a big deal.
It is. It's a huge deal because if you start establishing, you have to establish precedent.
Yep.
Okay, and if you establish precedent, then everything goes out the door.
Yep. So the last time Wizards did this, they effectively did a foil version of a reserve list card, claiming that the reserve list never said anything about foil. And then there was, in fact, a backlash. As I've heard it explained to me, they were handed lawsuit, like they were actually given like a summons or a lawsuit or something. And they decided to quickly backtrack. And then as a result, they tightened the reserve list and said, okay, yeah, guess what? That loophole, we're never going to use that again. Because people actually did get mad.
Yep.
I think it was Phyrexian Negator in foil, if I remember right.
Which set, from Vault?
I don't remember.
I have all the Vault sets right over there.
Anyways, it was a foil version of a reserve list card. So as a result, they tried to sneak it out there, they got their hands slapped, and then they tightened the reserve list as a result.
But clearly now they're trying to set a nice precedent so they can actually do a Black Lotus, do an Ancestral that's a better.
Yeah, because if they try to hang their hat on like, oh, well, we're not going to do reserve list cards, we're not going to reprint those, but here's your Black Lotus that sacks for 3 and gives you a life.
Yep.
I mean, everybody'd be like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah.
Because remember, the reserve list was made to protect secondary market value. That is written right into it. And if they make cards that break the essence of that and cause secondary market loss of value, that could be a lawsuit.
That could be a lawsuit for sure. But I'm really surprised about these being in there.
Yeah.
This was actually kind of surprising. I didn't think they would be pretty better cards.
I did not think so. Well, I mean, I've literally looked in the past and I was like, okay, what about this card? And then it wasn't there. Like literally, guys, when you look at the Rock of Carriages, this card right here, and you look for other functional reprints or better, before this one, the Moonvale Regent, you don't find it. There isn't one that's just straight up better. Either that was like 2 red instead of 1 red and 3, or it was there you have to discard a card out of your hand, or it had more colors in the mana.
Less toughness,
Or some ability that everyone on the table can pay mana and make it shrink or something.
Yeah. Manticore or something like that.
They always found a way to get a disadvantage in there so it's not Like you can see them walking around it for like 27 years. And now they're like, ah, screw that. Here's a better one.
Yeah, exactly.
So, wow, Wizards. Wow.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Get that Presidents in there. That way when you actually do a big card, you know, that's been on the reserve list forever.
Yeah.
And then everybody's going to go bonkers. You're going to say, what? We've been doing this for a long time. We said it has to be exact.
Yeah. So you know what could happen here? I mean, what is possible is like people might see this video and they might get scared about reserve list. There could be a value pullback in a reserve list. And if there is, then that could start to trigger lawsuits.
Yeah, it could.
That's possible, you guys.
But now we're not saying that they're printing a Black Lotus. We're not saying anything.
But we're saying this sets up a precedent where they could.
This is actually something that you need to be aware of, at least, that they're actually printing better cards than the reserve list.
Yeah.
At the exact what they are not supposed to do. Or at least from our memories that...
Well, I mean, that's obviously the intent. The reserve list was meant to protect secondary values.
Right.
And then if they go ahead and print something better that ruins secondary market values, that didn't hit the intent. So, wow. Anyways, that's it. That's the news. We were going to verify the data on a video that we just made, and we're like, oh my God, look at this.
Yeah. So we're releasing both videos today.
Yeah.
So that you guys can see both. All right. And, well, share it with your friends. See what they think. And if you know of an article where they said, or better, put it in the comments below so we can see it. Because we can't find it currently.
Yeah.
We've got our feelers out, though.
Yeah, I'm looking now. I'm throwing some messages out to try to find where that comment was made.
Yep.
Anyways, let us know if you know, and share this video.
All right. Talk to y'all again real soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.